Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Sophie, and this channel is chronicling my journey of living my best life with multiple chronic health conditions. Today I want to talk about Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which is where I am currently, and how accessible or not accessible it is. To start, I am staying at my timeshare, and even the timeshare isn't as accessible as you might think. The only real issue I've run into, I haven't really needed to use. They do have not public bathrooms, but bathrooms people staying on the resort can use when you're like down by the pool or whatever. And they say they're accessible, but there's no like button on the door, so the door does not automatically open for you, so you have to open the door, which is fine if you have someone helping you when you're in like a wheelchair or using a rollator or a walker, but if you're alone, it can pose some problems. If anyone's ever tried to get through a door with a walker, a rollator, a wheelchair by yourself, it is quite the pain. And that goes to every door I have opened in Gatlinburg. I have not seen one accessible door opener anywhere, which is really weird. There's obviously lots of hills or inclines or whatever you are in the mountains. I am less than a mile from Smoky Mountain National Park, so I'm in the mountains, so everything is on an incline. The buildings are built into the side of the mountain, so not even like the buildings are flat necessarily. A lot of the buildings I've been in also have inclines, and I do not like inclines, so that's also difficult. What else do we got? Stairs. When you're on the main parkway, which is where a lot of the shops and attractions are. Oh, excuse me. Some of the attractions per se, but some of like the shops and restaurants or whatnot are on the second level, and from what I can see, there's no elevator anywhere. Supposedly there are elevators for some things, but I've never actually seen them, so they're not easily accessible from wherever they're hidden. I don't know, like they're not on the main parkway. You have to like go up in a back alley or something to access the elevator, which obviously isn't all that convenient. Then when it comes to attractions, the only attraction I've been to that has been accessible, and even it did not have the door, like the automatic door opener, would be the Ripley's Aquarium. It was all ramps, so there's no elevator, but there's also no stairs. Or if there are stairs, there's a ramp nearby that you can use in place of stairs. So that's really been the only place that wasn't an issue for anything. I've also done Sky Park, and you can't bring any sort of assistive device with you because it's just a chairlift. They don't have any enclosed trams, so that's a problem. They do have wheelchairs that you can use for free at the top, but since my issue isn't solely mobility and needing to be able to sit down, but also the muscular burning and fatigue, like wheelchairs are not going to help me that much because I can't really propel myself, but that is an option. They do have a place down at the bottom of Sky Park that people leave their, I guess, rollators as well as strollers. Now, I don't know about anyone else. I am not comfortable leaving my rollator anywhere. I sort of use it as a mini book bag almost, so under the seat I use that for storage, and I'm not leaving that anywhere. So I went to Sky Park without my rollator because I was not leaving it. I also went to Anakeesta. Now Anakeesta does have different options. They do have the chairlift. Like Sky Park, they also have a few trams. So that's good. The line there was really long. It was like an hour wait to go up that way. So they have a all-terrain vehicle they call the Ridge Rambler that takes you up the side of the mountain that way. And so long as you can close your device, stroller or walker, rollator, whatever, you can use the Ridge Rambler. So that is what I did. You still have to walk up a few steps to get up into the Ridge Rambler, but so long as you can do that, that's definitely an option. The other one I went to was Ober Mountain. It is only a tram, so it is accessible in that way. And they do have sort of a piece of metal they put between the platform and the tram, so you don't have to like pick anything up to get on, which is nice. Then they have a lot to do at the top of the mountain. I didn't do most of it because I can't. They have like bumper cars that are on ice, they have ice skating, they have zip lines, they have another chairlift, they have like lots of stuff to do up there. I'm not sure how much of that is accessible because I didn't do it, and I don't think it's very accessible. There's a whole section outside that I just didn't even bother going to because I wasn't going to do any of it, so I didn't want to be outside if I didn't need to be. It has been very hot and humid here. It's been rather miserable outside. I don't know why I'm so yawny. They do have a free trolley that takes you not down the parkway, that would be nice, but it doesn't go down the main parkway. It goes sort of like around the parkway, and it does stop right in front of my resort, which is really nice. So I do take it to places, like if I'm not taking my rollator for whatever reason, I definitely take the shuttle. But even the shuttle, I wouldn't say is all that accessible. They do have sort of the part of the shuttle that would open and come down for someone on like a wheelchair to use, or an electric wheelchair. Problem being, they don't actually want to use it, and I understand. Like they want to keep on somewhat of a schedule and just keep moving. So what happens is they ask me like, are you able to walk up the stairs? I say yes, and they help me get my rollator up the stairs, and then they help me get it back off, which was fine most of the time. Sometimes they don't help, that's a problem. Other time, I mean, the other tourists here have been very helpful because there have been other places I have not been able to get to because it was stairs, and I did have tourists like pick up my rollator for me and take it down the stairs, which was very helpful. Up the stairs is one thing, down the stairs with a rollator is very scary, but tourists were helpful. But yeah, the trolley, it's technically accessible. There have been times I've heard the driver say that they were not able to fit the people in the wheelchair because the trolley was full and there wasn't enough space, and they were in a wheelchair so they couldn't stand. That's an issue. The trolleys aren't all that regular. It's not like there's like, I can't say they're like every 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever. It sort of just really depends on traffic and how many people are getting on and off and whatnot. But yeah, not as accessible as I would like. Definitely a lot of walking if you walk the parkway, which I did the first day I was here. I'll make another video sort of about what I've done and how it's been, how I've been here. But that's sort of my experience with Gatlinburg and accessibility. I'd highly recommend, if you do need the accessibleness of a location, don't go by yourself because it's not solo accessible friendly. I'll put it that way. I think that's it for this one. I will, like I said, make another one about what I've been doing since I've been here. I've been here a week already, and I'm here another week. So I've done a lot, but there is more to do, and we'll see how next week goes. With that, I hope you guys are having a good day whenever it is you are seeing this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.